Okay, Precious Metals update here on September 23rd, Friday night. We have a full weekly candle. If you're not following me on Twitter already, definitely take a look at the links in the description so you can see that those real-time updates. We've already talked about this on Twitter that gold is continuing its long-term cycle decline. In this case, probably an 8-year cycle decline. And we are on month 81. We'll talk about that. But we'll just start with the daily chart. And this is day 15 of the daily cycle. You'll see the gold bugs on Twitter will tell you it's, we're probably extending the daily cycle. So yeah, maybe this is day 45. Because this daily cycle low was day 47, right? And so that's still possible, right? We'll have to see further evidence that that's the case and what the rally out of that looks like. And if we look at the weekly, most importantly, this last weekly cycle low candidate, week 31, that was the week of July 18th. Very clean weekly uptrend for 3 weeks after that nice swing low. And then we got the big bearish candle, and now we're on week 9, right? So that's week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And next week we're open week 10. So that's really your question. Even if we get that daily cycle low that we're looking for, let's say day 47, even 48, we've already failed the weekly cycle. And you can say, well, wait, no, this is actually your weekly cycle low on week 41 or 40, whatever it is. Well, we'll see. Time will tell, of course. But it is also very likely that as rates get ratcheted up, right, they end up at maybe 4% by the end of the year. This thing just keeps drooping lower. We do maybe get a bounce, and as we talked about in the previous videos, right, like boom, boom, boom. I mean, this is what a downtrend looks like, folks, right? Like, and obviously I drew that last one arrow was really sharp, but like we're gonna get a bounce, and then we probably get that coup de grace, that lower low, and that's your weekly. And again, your monthly. We are on month 81. The top was month 56. That was August 2020. So we had this period where, I mean, we kind of had this cascade lower, and it was like, oh my god. And then we had this like fake out, and then we kind of consolidated basically. And then we had this big war fueled fake out, which did not make a new high, missed it by $5, and now we've just drooped lower. 1 month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, just straight down. Not each made a lower low, to be fair, but they were all red. And we've got 5 trading days left for next week. We'll see how this thing closes out the month. But month 81, sweeping the lows. That's how we are looking. And let's switch over to silver. So silver. It's been bull flagging, and interestingly enough, that this is important to note. It did not break down below this line. Wow, that's interesting. It really kind of held that line. And again, that's this huge up candle from September 12th. So that is really, really notable. Now, we did close below the 10-period moving average. I mean, this is definitely not a healthy looking bull flag if you do this kind of thing. So the odds favor more downside, and I've said multiple times we need to hold 1880. We closed at 1885, so that's important. We closed 5 cents above it. That's not a ton of wiggle room, so we have to watch to see if we break down below that. Again, odds favor that we do, but again, the levels are very clear. A breakout above 20 maybe sends us, above this high here, and maybe we go test like this thing here, like around 2250. But here, this definitely favors downside. And if we look at the weekly, this is where you really start to like understand trend, right? So we almost made a new low below this weekly candle. Didn't quite get there. But think about where we're going to open next week. Unless something crazy happens, we're going to open on the lower end of this range, and we're probably going to make that low. So this becomes a swing high because that's our next proximate high. And we're now descending again. This is a swing high below this one, below that one, below that one, below that one. and and continue, right? So dangerous territory here. Silver was holding up, and it is still technically in a bull flag, but it's got to pick up the pace very quickly. And on the monthly, still green. That's really important to understand. A candle goes red when it goes below the opening price. In this case, this candle opened at, what is it, 1794. So as long as we stay above 1794, the candle stays green. I suspect we don't stay above that. So that gives you a nice little short target, actually. And if we look at GDX, so we'll start with the monthly. Ugh. So 2240 making new lows, and we talked about this in previous videos. Definitely, possibly challenging this COVID low, long lower wick, but it won't happen in a straight line. At some point, we'll get some kind of bounce. And if we zoom in on the daily chart, I mean, we were talking about how we were in daily cycle decline, right? Like in the last video. Again, take a look at that one, right? So we had this high on day 6. This is day 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? And so we're now sweeping new lows. We had a gap down. But our clue here was that this high here, I mean, this is like an island reversal, as they call it. We had these 2 days, and that's the thing. You have this kind of action, and folks get really excited again. The gold bugs they light up. And again, look at this. I mean, this is where folks get slaughtered. This thing and like this thing. It's like, oh my God, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. No. We're going up, we're going up. No. Right? At some point, we're going to get that next cluster of little green days. So you want to ask yourself, if you have something that you need to disperse of, that might be your time to get rid of it. Again, watch the price action signals. You'll know, because once we make a swing high, that's your signal that we're probably heading lower. So that's your daily on the GDX, and yeah, right. Yeesh. Yeah, right. We're making new lows on all the time frames. So this day 31 weekly cycle, forget about that. Again, so maybe we're now getting a weekly cycle at week 32, 30, 34, 30, wait, 32, 33, 34. Could be. We'll have to see. Again, this is the kind of thing, as always, we need more data, which means we need more time because we need more price action. And so we'll just have to watch how it kind of plays out. But this is your COVID advance and your COVID decline. And so this is like a sort of chasm area that we're watching. I'll actually draw a little a little rectangle in some ways, right? Like it's kind of this area here, right? Like, are we gonna enter the void? We'll have to see.